Hey, you there. You think you're clever? You think you're so smart you're not going to fall for any of these advertising tactics that are designed to manipulate you into buying? Well, think again. I'm Andrew from Biteplay, and today I'm going to showcase all of these methods that advertisers use to manipulate you into buying their products, sometimes without you even having a clue. Stay tuned. So without further ado, let's jump right into the secrets behind advertising manipulation. Like I said in the first part of the video, many people like to think they're immune to advertising tactics because they don't want to feel easily influenced. Newsflash, you're not immune. I'm not immune, none of us are immune, even advertisers themselves. With companies spending $170 billion yearly on advertising, they're guaranteed to cook up some killer advertising tactics. Thinking you're immune is the best way to fall victim to these tactics because you get cocky and let your guard down. Next thing you know, your wallet grows a pair of legs and starts walking away from you. Don't worry though, because I'm about to show you each tactic so that you can be more aware of them, and even if you're an advertiser, put them to use yourself. Now, to better understand these tactics, we first must look into the history of modern advertising. Allow me to give you a brief history. In 1704, the first newspaper ad ran and print advertising becomes normal. In 1835, the first billboards appear. In 1843, the first advertising agency forms, and in 1891, brand identities start forming. In 1908, Ford pioneers publicity events to raise awareness for their brand. In 1941, Bulova Watches makes the first TV commercial. Their watch was $9. In 1960, people start getting more serious about advertising. More money gets invested into advertising, and there are now psychologists, focus groups, and extensive research going into advertising campaigns. In the 1980s, infomercials appear, everyone's favorite part of their TV day. Starting in the 80s and 90s and leading into the present day, there are now bigger budgets and less predictability with advertising. Starting in the 90s, advertisers enter the internet, and by the year 2000, ads appear in search results that are driven by consumer interests. And the most important part of this is that consumers can choose the ads they see. This is becoming more and more important than ever, especially with decreasing attention spans in modern times. Advertisers are trying to become a part of your regularly scheduled programming nowadays, instead of interrupting it. This is what is leading to the rise in so-called woke advertising. Advertisers want you to talk about them and become a part of your normal dialogue. When their ads are shared from this, it's just free exposure, and things can spread like wildfire on social media. Building off the woke advertising topic, brands also want to use sponsorships in a more subtle and less invasive way. For example, they may showcase a product in the middle of someone else's vlog, and the product is relevant to the topic of that vlog. When an ad interrupts someone else's video or has anything that screams sponsored, viewers are more likely to perceive it in a negative way. Now, that is one strategy, but let's dive into some of the other strategies that advertisers use to pry your money out of your cold, dead hands. Some ads are simply used for brand exposure however possible. These ads could have strange topics that make people wonder, what does this have to do with the product? Or even, why would they spend so much money on this ad? However, companies with larger budgets can make use of the exposure ad to get their name out there even more. The more familiarity people have with their product, the more people are likely to buy from them instead of their competitors. For example, name brand drugs are still thriving even though there are generic versions that are literally the exact same thing for a cheaper price. It's just all about the brand recognition. Another strategy that advertisers use is to condition you to associate different images and feelings to their brand. It's classic conditioning like Pavlov's dogs. I'll get into some of the deeper psychology behind this later, but one example is those car commercials that have nothing to do with the car at all, but then show a car at the end. You're buying into the style or image of the car and not the car itself. On a related note, some companies give their product a premium feel even if the product is not premium whatsoever. Take Beats headphones for example, which cost as little as $14 to make according to the New York Times. Meanwhile, they cost upwards of $200 at least. I could buy a 2-month subscription of Biteplay Pro to triple my advertising returns on YouTube for that kind of money. Wink, wink. Okay, so these have been some of the broader strategies advertisers use, but now let's get into the specific tactics at play on the advertising battlefield. Language is important in advertising. Brands know they have to convey their value in the right way to get you to buy. Some of the more obvious tactics include comparing their price to another price that they likely pulled right out of their behind. This makes it seem like a bargain, even if it's not. Next up is bandwagon. Everyone is buying this new Recticare hemorrhoid cream. People want to buy what everyone else is buying. Advertisers will also use weasel claims, which are large but vague statements about a product that are diminished by weasel words. For example, this product will cure virtually all pimples. Notice how it says virtually all and not just all. There's also the unfinished claim. The product is better or has more of something, but the comparison is never finished. And of course, the testimonial. Advertisers will do anything to get a celebrity to endorse their product because now their product will be cool and popular. Remember Kendall Jenner Pepsi? Yeah, a brilliant but also awful combination of celebrity endorsement and woke advertising. But it got a lot of people talking, and according to some, all publicity is good publicity. All the tactics I mentioned are useful. However, advertisers are not always this obvious with their tactics. Companies are well aware that emotions affect product choice, so they're always trying to breach into the subconscious of their viewers. People don't like to think they're easily influenced, as I said earlier, so subconscious persuasion is golden. I'm not saying they're going to hypnotize you or anything, but good ads invoke positive emotions and memories. Happy faces are used in advertising, and we tend to mirror the expressions of people we're looking at, making us a little bit happier when watching the ad. That's why in those prescription drug ads, there are always people running around having a great time. Meanwhile, the voiceover is saying, "Side effects may include violent diarrhea, depression, and death." Furthermore, colors may invoke a certain emotion or reaction in viewers. Red can mean action, excitement, and youth. Green can mean freshness, growth, and health. And blue can mean trust, confidence, and security. Another trick advertisers use to capture people's attention is when actors and models within the ad tend to look right at the product they're showcasing, and this draws the viewer's eyes to that product. Advertisers have even increased the pupil size of their models in Photoshop because people with larger pupils are considered more attractive. Wow. Before researching this, I had no idea all this wizardry and witchcraft was going on behind the scenes. Advertisers are clever, you have to give them that. If you're an advertiser and want to know how to crush it with your YouTube ads, you can check out our free training in the video description, showing you from start to finish how to make highly profitable YouTube ads. And if you want to be more clever with your advertising, you can check out Biteplay in the video description. Biteplay automatically finds high quality, monetized videos, relevant keywords, and profitable YouTube influencers for you to place your YouTube ads on, getting your ads to the right audience and making your ads much more effective. If you're still unsure, you can try our 7-day free trial to test out Biteplay and see whether or not it is right for you. As always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.